All right, guys, check it out. I've been doing a little shopping last couple weeks, right? So what happens when you get a new project. And during that time, came across a couple red flags, which made me do a little bit of homework. And my homework has revealed something that's a little upsetting. I'm about to put this whole Facebook Marketplace group on blast. They're going to be pretty pissed off, but I really don't care. Here's your Tuesday morning tech tip from Pugliese Speed Shop. All right, so the last couple weeks we've been working on this 94 Chevy, right? C1500, known as the OBS. Pretty popular, gaining more popularity as square body prices. So it seems that a couple of not so nice people have figured that's a way to make a couple quick bucks, you know? Let's screw over somebody that's trying to do something good. You know, it's a great hobby, guys. Obviously, look around the shop. I love it, right? I absolutely love working on cars. Maybe not all of them. You probably picked up on that. But my whole life I've been messing with them, and probably most of you guys have too. Now, you know, back in the day, the used car dealers right there, everybody knew the guy would come out with the balloons and the plaid sport coat. He was going to rip you off. You knew it. You absolutely knew it. And you kind of had your guard up, right? So there's a whole new kind of plaid sport coat nowadays. And it comes in the form of Facebook Marketplace, right? We've all seen the scams, the guys that try. Now, guys, don't get me wrong. I've bought probably half, if not more, of my projects off of Facebook Marketplace. I buy parts there all the time. I sell stuff, and most of my transactions have been great. That's how I sold a Suburban. Eric was awesome. The whole thing was just awesome. Because you keep your guard up, right? You never know. You don't know what you don't know, is what I'm saying. So we're going to sit down and talk about this. I'm going to tell you my experience and hopefully give you a couple pointers to not get screwed over, because that is the ultimate goal. So you guys may remember in the past, I've done a couple of videos talking about Facebook Marketplace trades and, you know, not getting screwed and kind of being careful and scams and flakes and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, this is actually different. This actually is not Facebook Marketplace. I misspoke just a little bit. I have a list here of things to look out for because I want to say I almost got, but I almost got. All right. I'm cruising through, well, first off, when I got the OBS, I joined a bunch of groups, parts groups, pictures, videos. I share a lot of stuff there, that kind of thing. I've done it with all my projects. Most of you guys probably do the same thing. You get something new, you want to know what's out there, parts-wise and support-wise and whatever, right? So I'm looking through OBS stuff, and there's some pictures of different wheels and this and that, and grills and lights and whatever people have done. So it's like, some cool ideas, right? Well, I stumbled on one called OBS Parts for Sale. As usual, guys, through this video, you'll see little things pop up here. A little bit of my conversations, pictures, and whatnot. Scrolling through, and I come across a set of seats. The 2 buckets with a console really look good. I mean, really look good. And I've seen them before for like $2,000, right? I wasn't even, at this point I saw them and I wanted them for my 65. So I was like, oh, these would look really cool. Because now the seat I had planned for the 65 is going to this guy. That's besides the point. So I saw these seats and I was like, man, these are awesome. I want these. And the price, see, this is where they were smart. You're getting scammed when something should be about, $1,500, $2,000, and it's $300. You're like, yep, scam, red flag, got it. Well, this was like 800, 700 bucks, something like that. And I was like, huh, that's, I mean, maybe, this might be legit. So I asked the guy how much is shipping, and he says, that's what it was. It was $700. He said 800 bucks shipped to Maryland. He kept asking my shipping address, and I just said Southern Maryland. He said 800 bucks shipped to Southern Maryland. I said, where are you at? He says Alabama. Guys, there's no way you're going to ship a seat, full-size bench seat, right? The tracks, and that's another thing I asked him. Does it have the tracks on it, the rails, the brackets, all that stuff? Oh yeah, got it all. Does the console open? This, absolutely. Everything I asked, yep. So I was like, this is getting more and more expensive. It should be, but it's not. So I already got my guard up a little bit, but I really wanted the seat, right? So I says, okay, but I was like, there's no way you're going to ship this seat for $100 because we just shipped those seats to Bill over there at G3 Garage, and it was a lot more than $100, and it was a lot smaller. I broke them down, and it was the cheapest way. UPS ground. I mean, unless you got a guy, everybody's got a guy. Nah. So that's another red flag. Then he hits me up. He just kept sending like 2 question marks. He'd answer me, and then if I didn't immediately answer this guy, 2 question marks. And I'm like, what are you doing, guy? So he says, hey, I got all these Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, boom, 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 all these different ones. So he didn't have PayPal, right? So I was like, oh, well, only one I have is PayPal. He's like, oh, okay. I said, let me see which one my wife's got. And, okay, yeah, check with your wife. Boom. Within like 4 minutes, dude. He's like, oh, I got a PayPal account now. Really? Like, now you got, no, come on, dude. It's just, everything was, right? Then here's where it comes. If you don't know the guy that you're sending money to, do not use PayPal, friends and family, right? Because you're on your own, right? So this guy tells me to use that. Well, he ain't my friend. He ain't my family. Why am I going to do this, right? So I tell him, I don't like that idea. And he's like, oh, no, it saves us money. I'm not worried about saving money. I'm worried about looking out for myself, right? So this is when it starts to get, he's trying to sell me, right? The spelling and the grammar start to fade because I'm thinking he's overseas somewhere or something, and this is not his first language. And then he starts sending me screenshots of conversations he had with people. Oh, man, I'm legit. Look at this. So I humor him, and I start looking through all of these screenshots of his past customers, right? Locations are different. Some of them he sent overseas from Texas. Some he sent from Alabama. There was Georgia. There was all these, of course, everywhere not around me. And the names didn't match. He's like, yeah, his name was Thomas. So he's like, oh, yeah, Thomas, you did great. And then it switched over to, like, John or something like that. And I was like, this dude. Now I'm like, okay, he's got multiple accounts. And he's trying to sell me so hard on this $800 that he's screwing up. He's getting sloppy, right? So I said, let me look into this group. What group did I join here, right? Because I'm all about the car club community, all that kind of stuff where we look out for each other. And a lot of channels talk about it, hot rodders, motorcycles. We all look out for each other, right? We should be. If you're not, but you should be. So I said, what's this group all about? So I look into it. So the only people that are selling anything there, the only people that can comment, post anything at all are admins. Okay, I get the posting, the selling. They're trying to make it. FXR Bazaar does that. Drove Nick a little crazy, but he vets everybody that he lets into his group. It's on Instagram. If you guys need FXR parts, check him out. I'll have the kid put the... But that's what and that's awesome because he's looking out for people. He's putting in a lot of work for that too, right? So I'm like, okay, you know what? That's kind of legit. So they're admins. Maybe this guy's vetted them. So this happened a little while ago, guys. And it was about a month ago, maybe. So I look at it, and the group was started in like September, right? And this was October, November. I'm looking at this. I'm like, that's odd. It's like that's within a month, and it's like 30,000 people, and that could happen, right? Especially when there's these great deals going along. So all the admins had been for this. Some of them were right around the same time frame. Then you look at their click on their profiles. They didn't even have a profile until this group was started. Huge red flag, right? And then you start looking at one guy had 16 friends, one guy had 12 friends, one guy had 3 friends. So I'm like, okay, these are all fake, fake profiles. Awesome, awesome guys, right? So, flip over to the side here. Then this is where it was really good. So the Thomas guy, Thomas OBS Parts for Sale was his screen name, and he had these seats for sale in Alabama. Well, next thing you know, Van OBS Parts has the exact same pictures sent, and he's out of Texas. Now I don't know if you looked at the map recently; they're not that close, right? So, okay, this is obviously they're just pulling parts, So I go through the whole group. I start looking through the whole group. Every part they have is phenomenal, guys. I mean, perfect. Like straight out of a catalog, perfect parts. Not a scratch, not a nick, nothing. So I'm like, so this guys have found the best parts to put on here only. And the prices are all, now here's another one, $150 shipped. Guy, you don't even know where I'm at. How are you going to tell me where you're going to ship it to and how much it's going to cost? I get it with small items, So Megan's got an eBay store, Donnelly's Attic. We'll have a kid put a little thing there. And she sells like ads and little knickknacks and whatnot. Things that don't cost, a couple bucks to ship anywhere. So she'll say with shipping, right? Because it's $3, $4, $5, whatever it might be, right? It's not going to cost her a bunch. This guy's selling an entire dashboard, door panels, armrests, all this stuff, $150 shipped. And it's all mint, right? Bro, you couldn't be more full of shit, right? Because that's going to cost you at least $150 just to ship it. So you're just going to give me these parts? Come on, right? So clearly these guys are, they're trash. So I kept scrolling through because I was already there. And I stumbled upon this ad right here. Now, I've seen this come up in my Facebook Marketplace. The guy's in Philly, right? He's got a bunch of OBS stuff, seats and stuff. It's been on, he's got a lot, his stuff's not perfect. Now, this picture makes him look perfect because it's kind of from, but I've looked at the guy, and I know where the guy's at, right? And they took this guy's picture. This dude that's got it listed, he's in Texas or Alabama or Georgia. That's where they all seem to be like hubbed out of, those couple of places. So I'm like, guy, I clearly know this guy's in Philly. So, okay. Now I'm 100%. I mean, I was 100% sure before, but now I'm like 110% sure, right? So, looking through it, it's crazy that, and nobody falls for it because there's some comments, there's guys, well, somebody's got it. There's always somebody that falls for it, and that sucks, man. But like, guys are posting like red flags and like, smart ass comments and stuff. But these guys keep changing. And that's another thing. So I just looked at it right before I started this video. There's only one admin that's on there, name-wise, that was there from the get-go, which means it's probably that's the guy, right? And then there's like 4 new guys. The other guys are all gone. Thomas and Van and whoever else was there are all gone. Now we got all new guys doing the same stuff, same pictures. And it's like, it's so aggravating to me because they got smart, for criminals. They got smart by saying, hey, we're not giving this stuff away, right? It's $800, $900, $600. It's like, it's not $50 or whatever. Where somebody like red flag, not going to happen. So they're asking almost enough money that it would be kind of legit, but it's not legit. When you see the shipping thrown in right away, red flag. It's another thing. I just looked at it again, and it's like a rolling, it's like a scrolling thing, right? What do you call it? Like a loop. Every 30 minutes, they're posting new stuff. Nobody has as much stuff for sale. Okay, so same couple of guys, they just keep reposting each other's stuff. Which, and I say this like it's more than one guy in the basement. We know it's one guy in the basement, right? That John guy. So he's using all those different profiles, repost, and nobody's the longer this goes on, the less people comment because they know it. They see it, they know he's full of shit, right? So, like I said, if you see listings that have shipping already included on large items and it's ridiculous, red flag. There's so many red flags here, right? And it pisses me off because they jump into the OBS community, which is a lot of dudes looking for low dollar type fun, right? Because like I said, these are going up in popularity and in price since the square bodies have been like, right? And so you got a couple budget-minded people trying to enjoy a hobby, and you got this scumbag trying to rob them. So I'm going to post, well, I can't post it on his page because he doesn't let anybody post on his page, but I'll share it in all of my OBS groups. And if I piss you off, it's unfortunate, because if this pisses you off, this means that you're part of the problem, because this guy is trying to rob people. And I'm sure he's successful. He wouldn't keep doing it if he didn't at least get one or two guys. You think about it. The man doesn't sell nothing, and he makes $800. It's not a bad day, right? Zero overhead. He's got the internet anyways, So it's like, do your homework, guys, because honestly, I saw this and I was blinded by it. I love the seat. And I told Megan, like, hey, look at this. I want to get this. And she's like, is that too good to be true? I said, almost. And I learned this a long time ago, guys, right? Playing high school football. My coach always said, like when you like come across the line and you're like, oh, the ball's coming right at me. There's a guard coming to push you out of there, right? And he's 300-pound dude going to kick your ass. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. So luckily Megan brought me back down to earth and told me, like, don't be an idiot. I did my homework, found out this guy sucks. I'm passing that on to you guys. Please share this video with your friends, especially if they're into OBS stuff, because that guy is there doing bad things. That being said, don't think that there's not somebody in each group doing it. It might be the same guy doing this stuff. Once they figure out where they can find pictures of all this stuff that looks great, and unfortunately, there's bad people out there. You got to take care of yourself, take care of your friends, let everybody know. So hopefully this helps you out, saves you some time, money, heartache. And now I'm so in love with this seat, I got to go find the real deal. And it's going to cost me a couple grand. Hopefully it's worth it. Thanks for watching, guys.